What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Elude, Stalwart. Writing an ebook. I don't really know what to call it, but been working on something today and figured I'd share. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get into it. I'm mostly gonna be quiet, but you'll see what I'm doing here. I got the sound muted because you want to hear the keyboard typing. That's fine too. Just figured I'd mute it. All you hear is clack, 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 clack. Down R, up LYB. That unlocked the option to... You were just kidding. Allow us to pick the same character. And not only that, have a completely different skin. How you doing today, cuz? Doing all right. You're leveling. Pink's gonna level your alt. She's gonna out level your alt. She's already 45. Damn, Pink Rose is a maniac. She's trying to catch up to Elude and Barrage. Yeah, you gotta burn that midnight oil to get ahead of Pink. You were AFK, you were only kidding about the sound. Alright, I'll mute it. Let me mute it back. Is it like a memoir? So are you gonna start writing your book after this, the prologue? No, this isn't a memoir. I just woke up and just decided that I was gonna write a book about all the shit I've been doing. And I got like, I don't know, a bit of it already written. I've just been jamming on it. It was supposed to be something to kind of like add to my channel that I could have like you know, people sell swag and like shirts and mugs and stuff like that. I figured that if I had like a book or something that explained what I was doing with my channel, that anybody that was curious could click on it and find out. And I'm trying to encompass all of what I've been trying to do this whole time and what motivated me to start doing it to begin with. And yeah, gaming for a change. So instead of like what is it, the nonprofit Gamers for Change, or even I don't know, the idea for the title I was thinking was I've tried everything else, now I want to try gaming for a change, because it's like the one thing that I've truly been passionate about my whole life. Even whenever I was little, I used to say that I was going to grow up and I was either going to be an actor or I was going to design video games. And I ain't in any movies. And streaming's kind of a little bit of both. It's like acting and gaming at the same time in a way, because you're trying to keep a conversation going and you're trying to beat the bad guys. Like, I don't know. Fighting battles. I don't know, you wanted to be an actor, you should dress up and get a green screen behind you. Yeah, I want to get a green screen, I think that'd be cool. Have a nice backdrop. Dress like an orc or night elf when I play. Do better just being that guy off of South Park that's just sitting there with the bowling glove on. You'll dress like a belf. Is this WoW Elude's memoir? Is it a memoir? I don't think it's a memoir. People write books. They write only $5.99. Yeah, it's like chess in a way. You develop your skills at pulling off combos and special attacks, and all the while learning what type of moves and special. Tribal asks, what expansion is this? This expansion, this is a Ascension and Beyond. Types of moves and special attacks your opponent. Counter those. Expansion Elude's memoir. Tribal said, I love it. Thanks, Tribal. What's going on, man? Not much, man. I'm hopping on. You hit 200 subs in the next few days. You're gonna hit 200 subs. Damn, man, nice. Managed 8 in one stream last night. Awesome. Hell yeah. Congrats, man. That's really a good amount of number right there. 200 subs. It seems like that. It seems like they come in bursts. Like a lot of my subs, I got like kind of all in one day, and then it just kind of like none for a while, and then a couple more in another day. And it starts adding up. Precision and timing. Timing and precision. Oh, World of Warcraft. I'm just trying to get as much stuff that comes to mind out as possible so I can try to make sense of it later. Blue Strider says it's like when I was at UTA playing WoW and Soul Tour in class, you're that guy actually doing your turn paper. I'm playing Ascension while listening to you type. Nice. Which basically means anything we did take 3 full seconds to register on the server from where we were stationed and playing from. Player versus player. 10 yards in front of Noah Lynch said, "Hi, what's this?" This is an ebook I decided to start writing about what I'm doing here with my channel, a little bit of background about me, and what I plan on doing in the future. I'm calling it Gaming for a Change. And it's basically, in a nutshell, my life experiences up to this point and kind of what the channel has been about since 2012 when I first created it. And kind of trying to get an idea of where I'm going to be going from here. Right now, I'm at a part where I'm talking about when I used to play World of Warcraft in Iraq and the people that I used to run with and what kind of gameplay you could expect if you played out there yourself with 3,000 millisecond latency. I'm saying pretty much the team of people I used to work with, there was like 5 of us in one shop and we all used to play WoW, so we'd run in groups in like dungeons and raids and shit. And when we would PvP, you had to run like 3 seconds ahead of the person that you were attacking in order to just even land a blow, because 3,000 milliseconds is 3 seconds of latency before the server sees you where you're at. So on your client, you're actually having to play more predictive. It's a lot like chess in a way, where you're having to like plan for what they're gonna do or which direction they're gonna run or what moves they're starting to use. I think it kind of gave us an unfair advantage. I'm about to write that too. I think in a way we had an unfair advantage. I can only imagine what that looked like to them while we were trying to run after them and beat them down in the battlegrounds. We're probably like zipping and teleporting all over the place. What I can only imagine what we looked like to a player that may or probably rubber banding. If you go in depth on the stories, use pseudonames. I'm just saying like he and them and this friend and this family member. Like, I'm not really giving any names. I may change my name up at the top to a pseudonym. I'm using Elude Stalwart, but I actually like put my real name at the top. I'm probably take that out though. We're probably rubber banding and teleporting all over the place. Here's one of the most intense moments I ever had while raiding Naxxramas. Cuz has heard about this one. I can't remember if it was, I think it was a 25-man raid we were running. 10-mans we could get away with a lot better than 25-mans, but the 25-man was the one that was the craziest. One of the most intense moments I ever had while raiding Naxxramas when I was deployed. Was 25-man Noth the Plague Bringer. I think it's Noth the Plague Bringer. One of the most intense moments I ever had while raiding Naxxramas when I was deployed was 25-man Noth the Plague Bringer battle. I was a healer, a holy paladin, healing a druid tank. I think it was 4 different sections. The room would have one section that was safe, while the other 3 sections would spout a green ooze type of lava. Doesn't like spout for some reason. Now, while he was doing this, everyone, all 25 in the raid, were supposed to follow through each safe section that rotated. At first, section 1 would be safe. Then section 2 would be safe. And then 3, and then 4. While you're moving from one section to the next, the boss would randomly put a disease on different party members that I would have to then dispel. This was pretty easy at first because I had a couple of other healers that would help dispel this disease. But during this dance, from one section to the next and then back, people would inevitably, how do you spell inevitably? Inevitably get struck by the green lava and either get one shot and die, or pop defensive cooldowns and still require big heals to survive. Your voice is soothing, honestly. I think it'd be good if you had an audible recording. Maybe I'll do an audible of this. Now, let me stop right there and let you know what I saw during this entire encounter with 3,000 plus milliseconds of latency. Now remember, I told you I was 3 seconds behind. Everyone, I was also 3 seconds behind even the animation in this fight. On my screen, it was chaos. I had to keep count of which section had lava while still healing and dispelling and casting emergency heals to those that were failing the dance. And on my screen, I was in the lava throughout most of the battle and did and was not able to rely on the animation to tell me where was safe to stand. Half of the time I was almost 2 sections ahead of the rest of the raid. Well, as long as the rest of the raid were alive, that is. It came down to, this is where it gets crazy. It came down to just me and the druid tank for a 45-minute battle where I would heal the tank and dispel myself and him to keep the disease off of us while my mana progressively waned and the fight went on. There were only 2 reasons why we survived. There were only 2 reasons why we were able to survive this encounter. He was a druid and I was a paladin. Druids in Wrath of the Lich King were renowned for the large pool of hit points they were able to obtain when they hit max level. So he had abnormally an abnormally large pool of hit points to absorb the disease dot ticks damage over time, and lava that he would get struck by. Also, paladins of the holy type, like myself, were crit healers. And every time I crit, healed, I got a portion of the mana that I would spend back, and that would allow me to continue to heal and dispel. The dispels were the thing costing me a majority of my mana. Luckily, I had other moves to assist with mana gain, like Divine Plea. And while managing my cooldowns properly, I was able to stay in the fight. At some point, when all of the raid was dead, my buddies that were running with me from Iraq had come over for a smoke break, probably to strategize or even complain about how we could try to manage our roles properly in this 25-man dungeon. I heard banging on my true door. And yelled, "A little busy. Come in. It is unlocked." To which then they replied by busting in and looking at my screen to the chaos I was encountering. Holy shit, B. How the fuck are you doing that? I'm sure they thought I was a hacker. I tried to explain why I was able to manage as I continued to heal and dispel and even pour on a little bit of that good pally holy pally DPS. Few holy shocks to Noth the Plaguebringer. They were going berserk. "30%. They all yelled. I continued to do the dance right before their eyes. I always thought as long as the lag was consistently slow or consistently the same, even if we were 3 seconds behind, that it was still manageable. And I got the opportunity to show them that right there. I would never use lag as an excuse to be a bad player. We'll say 20%. I was doing it. I was keeping the bear up and doing the dance. And switching to DPS when the boss would teleport up on the stage as much as possible. Switching to DPS as much as possible. When the boss would teleport on the stage, then rinse and repeat while the raid chat was going just as berserk as the 3 buddies in my room were. %. Just do it, yeah. I kept pushing and trying to stay focused, but at this point my heart was racing and my hands were shaking and there was vomit on his sweater already. And I started to make some mistakes. Oh my god, B, watch out! You're in the lava. I had to burn a bubble in order to survive. The disease that I had on me when my mana was too low to dispel, and while I was trying to figure that fact out, I stood in the lava. I took a big hit and almost succumbed to the green oozy depths. I'm really milking it. The green oozy depths that beckoned me to fall. I'm writing an ebook right now, Rockin' One Sock. I'm recounting a tale of whenever I was healing the Noth the Plaguebringer battle in Naxxramas 25 man while I was deployed. I had 3,000 milliseconds latency, and it came down to just me, the Holy Paladin, healing a Druid. He was the tank. Got milk. This guy had milk. He's a pretty beast-ass tank. Almost succumbed to the green oozy depths that beckon me to fall. After popping my Pally Bubble, I was able to reposition myself so that my Divine Plea and Lucky Holy Shock Holy Shock crit rather, began to give me enough mana to heal the tank that was beginning to fall. %. After regaining my composure and healing both myself and the tank back up, we were able to very slowly take down Noth the Plaguebringer. I asked the guys how much time had passed. And they told me that I just solo healed the tank for 45 minutes. Victory was mine. We'll say ours. Victory was ours. What's up, Pete Vega? How's it going, man? To shake off the nerves. We went out to shake off the nerves and celebrate us downing Noth the Plaguebringer for progression towards another wing in Naxxramas 25 man. Epic moments like that remind me why I love video games. Gaming so much. How crazy is it that a mere game can get your heart rate racing, your palms sweaty, and feel such a sense of accomplishment after intense experience. That is all just a few pixels on a screen in front of you. Doing well, man. I think I'm coming to a stopping point here. I was just trying to get as much written down as it came to me as possible. I'm up to like 6 pages here. I don't know how long to make it or what else to add, but I'll probably come back to it and then do another episode of this later. But yeah, I think this will be pretty cool. That Not the Plague Ringer, that shit was crazy. Pete Vega said, wow. Yeah, man. I think I'll go ahead and wrap that up right there. And then whenever I get back, we'll get into some WoW. So this is already saved. Let me give y'all something to watch while I do an intermission here. We need to get mana. We need to buy mana pots, or melon juice, and we get a chance. We've seen this part already so many times. What level are people? Let's skip forward a bit into this episode here. Alright, Pete Vega, whenever I get back, I'm probably going to restart the stream actually. I'm going to hop on WoW and we'll do another episode of Project Ascension, the Anderhall PvP server. So until then, guys, we'll see you in a bit. There we go. Improvements.
Fixing issues that weren't there.
Yeah. See if this band-aid is any good. Rocking one sock in the background. Yeah, that's a good band-aid.
Or is that their passive aggressive way? Don't stream this.
Hi, how are you?
2 agility, 2 intellect. I will go ahead and do that. Intellect on the gloves is good for my body. Alright, Blue Strider. Look at them 3 fireballs going out. Yeah, no. Whoops. I need some water.
You need to get closer.
I think I might have to cut back to town and get water. I'm about to ding. When I ding, I'm going to want to train anyway, so